Hi, welcome to the Fairy Bear Makeup channel. I'm sorry if I have some redness right here. I have just had the worst irritated skin of my life lately. But I'm actually going to put this guy. This is from Teami, and this is the Repair Tea Infused Oil. I got this at work because we just got it at my Ulta. So it's like a tea infused, so it's got chamomile. Helps repair and calm the skin. So it definitely has helped with that redness. I use a combination of this one and the lavender and sage one, which is a soothe, and it works really nice. So I'm sorry I'm talking about skincare. I'm sure you guys don't want to hear about skincare, but I'm telling you, it's such an essential in your life, really. That before makeup. But I want to share that with you guys. So if you want me to do a review on these tea infused oils, let me know in the comments down below. But I'm sure you guys want to know what this video is about. This video is about my Bling Boss palette from Morphe and Jaclyn Hill. So this is going to be an ongoing series. Well, not ongoing series really, because it's just 4 palettes, but I did 2 other ones. I'll link those down below, and I'll also link my first impressions video on these palettes as well. But I'm going to be doing a tutorial slash kind of like a better review. I did like this one, not the most, but the second most. This was my number 2 palette as far as like trying it on for the first time, but I'm going to do a little bit more of a structured tutorial so that I can let you guys know how this performs when you prime and do everything, you know, the way you're supposed to, not just blob it on like I did in my first impressions. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get into the tutorial of this palette.
Alright guys, so I'm going to prime with the LA Girl Concealer Primer so that I can do the same method that I have been using in the past 2 videos, and then go in with Hush Hush and put that all over the crease. Excuse my voice, I've been sick, so I'm recovering from that. So I'm just putting that into the crease. Then I'll take Sparks and put that over top. Like in my previous videos, I kind of wanted to do that layering method again to see if that really was the way to use these palettes. I found that it worked really well, so I wanted to layer Sparks on top of Hush Hush. Then I'll go back in with Hush Hush and kind of diffuse Sparks a little bit more. I'm going messy on the ends because I'm going to crisp it up later. Then I'll go in with Rockstar and build that right on top of it. Again, you can be messy on the outer corners, that way you can kind of crisp it up with like a tissue or a makeup wipe. Then I will take Hush Hush again, and I'm going to diffuse it again. Now I'm going to go in with Bling Bling, and I'm going to put that on the brow bone. Kind of highlight those high points of my brow bone. Alright, now I'm going to take Berry Treasure, and I'm going to lightly fluff this on the outer corner and kind of blend it out as I go. And then I will take Sparks and kind of soften it up and diffuse it a little bit more, just to have a nice clean diffused shade and it's not too stark. Then I'll go in with Ballsy, and I will put that on top of my inner portion into the middle of my eye. I found that if you used your finger, it worked a lot better rather than a flat brush. Made it more pigmented, it seemed. And then going in with Rockstar and marrying Berry Treasure and Ballsy I believe. I can't remember that shade. Interesting names for her palettes, but yeah, that kind of helped kind of marry the two together. And you just take a makeup wipe and then kind of crisp it up a little bit. And you can use a piece of tape if you don't want to do this step. You can use a piece of tape as a guide. Then I'll go in with Hush Hush again, and with the rest of my face done, I'm going to kind of blend this on the lower lash line. Then I will take Pizzazz and softly put that on the outer portion of my lower lash line. Then I'll go in with Glitz and Glam and put that on the inner portion. And this one was actually a lot more pigmented than Ballsy, a ton more. Then I'm just kind of marrying the two together, and then I'm going to take Gem, and I'm going to put that on the inner portion, my inner corner of my eye, because I wanted that little pop of purple. So there's a completed look for my Bling Boss palette.
Alright, so I really like the way this came out. This is like so my style, like the colors, they really make my brown eyes pop. I really did enjoy this one first glance. I know I had a little issue with Berry Treasure and doing that on the outer corner in my first impressions video. However, in this video, like I said, layering is going to be the key to all of these palettes. It seems it's a reoccurring theme. I started off with Hush Hush, that one right there, and then I layered Sparks and then Rockstar, and then I went in with my darker shades, and I noticed that that did make a difference. I love how this is so romantic and purpley and just everything I want. And it matches my favorite lipstick at the moment, which is the Too Faced Overexposed in the, you know, those butter type ones. What are they called? They're like a really creamy, moisturizing, pigmented, almost like a balm. It's so good, and it is my favorite lip color. Overexposed is my favorite lip color, like, in the whole wide world. I love mauves, I love purples. Even though purple is not my favorite color, I love purple makeup because, and purple hair. So I've had purple hair. I like those colors because it complements my skin tone really well. So if you're looking for a nice purple eyeshadow palette, definitely I'd say pick up the Bling Boss palette, because this one is actually outstanding. I just love the way it looks. It blended so well. The only thing this palette does not have that I wish it did was a matte cream to do in my brow bone or to set my primer. I did use the same primer, and I think it is working way better than my Eden primer. Using like a concealer to prime your eyes and then setting it immediately, so that way you have that easy workable canvas on your eye. So I definitely, it does take a little bit of practice if you're not used to using or having this much work on your eyeshadows or eyeshadow look. This is a lot of work, but if you're one of those people that love the challenge like myself, then I definitely pick up one of these. And even so, I think if you're one of those people that just like easygoing looks, I would say putting Hush Hush all over the lid and blending it really well, and then popping one of these colors on top, I think will look really nice and blend really nice. But I do have to, in order to make these extravagant looks, I do have to layer my eyes. It's just a thing that I have. And I decided, because I loved the theme of like the mauves and purples all over my eyes, and I thought, what am I going to do with Gem? So I popped it in my inner corner just to add a little bit of punch. I like putting a statement in my inner corner. That's just my style. So I definitely did like using this palette a lot. This was like the most enjoyable so far. Even though I've liked the other three, now that I've really gauged what kind of looks I want to come up with those and kind of know that I have to layer, I feel like this one to me is going to be my one I'm going to gravitate towards just because it is more purples. Yeah, so anyways, want to let you know, putting, quick thing, this is going off subject, but putting this under my skin, my dry patch is not noticeable because I have like dry skin right here. Like, oh my god, my skin is so dry. Probably because there's been a lot of smoke in the air from California, which I'm praying for those people that are going through that. That must be heartbreaking. But the reason why I'm getting a rash is that there's so much like allergens in the air, and my skin gets very irritated very easily since it's still adjusting to New Mexico. And then just it goes from really hot and dry to humid in the nighttime when the rains come in, and it's just, yeah, my skin's freaking out, and I got a rash, and then after the rash heals, I end up getting a dry, flaky area right here, and it's always when my skin barrier is broken. So I usually use Dermalogica Skin Barrier Repair to help with that, but I'm running low, so I ended up getting one of these, or actually but you know, I bought the Soothe to help with the redness and the inflammation, which it did. It got rid of the inflammation. And then I used this one to kind of repair the skin and soothe the skin and help with the dryness, and it worked really well. And then I put my Shiseido, my little essential moisturizer, right underneath, and then I used the Smashbox Studio Skin Foundation layered on top of my Makeup Revolution foundation stick. Just to add coverage, and it seemed to work. So I'm so happy it doesn't feel as dry as it was earlier. But anyways, I wanted to let you guys know that I absolutely recommend the Bling Boss after using it a second time, and I did like it in my first impressions video, but I wanted to let you guys know that I love it now. Like, I'm in love with it, and I am thoroughly impressed with these Jaclyn Hill palettes, because I did not like the Jaclyn Hill palette, the original one. I did not like it that much, but after using these, I'm obsessed, and I just can't get enough. And it's a nice, cheaper option for getting, you know, makeup. It's a very cheap option. I really like that option of having a cheaper eyeshadow palette available to me in creating this look. So I do recommend these, and I definitely will try to break down my Juvia's Place ones if you guys request it. But even so, I'll probably do it anyways because I really want to work with those palettes. And I feel like this gets me more motivated to use these palettes after I kind of dive in them a second time. Because usually I see people review them and then I never see them again, or I see them occasionally. I want to try and use all my eyeshadow palettes all the time because that is a lot of money that I have invested in eyeshadow palettes. And, you know, points I've used, I don't want those to go to waste, so I'm going to use my eyeshadow palettes. So anyways, that's the end of this video for the Jaclyn Hill Morphe Bling Boss palette. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope it inspired you to pick this up if it's available. Do note that you cannot hold these at Ulta. If you call ahead, you cannot have them hold it for you because there are restrictions for us. We cannot hold these. We can't even hold it for ourselves. We're not supposed to hold any items for ourselves anyways, but like if you call and say I wanted to hold this, we can't. There's such high restrictions on these because they're selling out fast. At my work, all I have is Ring the Alarm. That's all I have. I don't have any of the other colors, but I looked online, and unfortunately Armed and Gorgeous is out of stock, and I think Bling Boss might be out of stock, and maybe Dark Magic might be out of stock. So do check with your local Ultas. Just go in and ask them, hey, did you guys get any more of those? And they will be glad to find it for you. But yeah, definitely check it out at our stores. I really loved doing this tutorial. It was amazing. It was fun. This was probably the most enjoyable one out of all of them thus far. So next time I will be doing the Dark Magic one. I might be filming this in my new home because we just started moving stuff. As you can see, there's some boxes gone. I took them this morning. So yeah, I might have to wait and film that later, but this will be posted in when you're seeing this, it'll be September because I already pre-recorded and posted scheduled postings for the rest of August until about September 4th. So you'll see this in September for sure. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!